Do 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 do. Intro music.
Intro music, elevator
Vandy,
music. Oh, hey, we're
Vandy
live.
hit a 3.
Hey, we're live. What's up? It's SEC After Dark, guys. What's going on? Stephen Willis, Jeb Beecham, Jake Thomas, and yours truly, Corey Burton. What's up, boys?
What up?
Yes.
It is
Not
your
been the best night here.
weekly SEC live show. This is truly After Dark, where
Ole Miss won a basketball game.
They did.
Uh-huh.
They did. So we are coming at you on the Bleav
Tennessee
Network as
didn't.
well as Tennessee did not. Georgia did not either because that game was against Ole Miss. So, oh yeah, VU. Anchor down. Anchor down. So we are SEC After Dark presented by betonline.ag. Guys, it's going to be a great show. BetOnline.ag
Always.
continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting needs. We've got the Super Bowl coming up, so lots of great odds there. College basketball, if you want to try that. I don't suggest it because it's even less predictable than football. However, you can find all your latest odds, team matchup info, player news, game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and get your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure you use that promo code Bleav, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. BetOnline, that's where the game starts. Steve,
Yes.
congratulations, buddy. Y'all
Thank
won a
you.
basketball game.
Thank you. We actually shot free throws,
Yeah,
which was
good.
awesome, and made them. And
That's even better.
Jamin Brakefield was a dude, and Miles Burns
helps.
was a dude,
helps.
and Matt Morrell still we're waiting on Matt Morrell, but he
Yeah.
made free throws.
So here's the story about Georgia. Terry Roberts apparently is the only dude that we have. He's got a concussion. He's not cleared yet. I guess he's the only guy that can score baskets. We are learning that because Georgia has been on the struggle bus since he got hurt. And one injury to one player should not derail your season, but apparently if you're the Georgia Bulldogs, it did. So we're on quite the skid here. We got Kentucky at home on Saturday. Not sure that that's the right medicine for a losing streak, but we shall see. Steve, it was a back and forth game, man. Like those are games that Georgia should have won and probably should have won big at home.
They're the same team. Ole Miss and Georgia, they're the same team. You go to Oxford, Georgia wins by 4. You go to the Stegosaurus, Ole Miss wins by 4. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, they played and they both scored like 76 points a game. But, yeah, it's the same team.
And, yeah, everyone, we're doing awesome in our other podcasts. And I just want to say, hell yeah. Steve, you're killing it on Locked On.
Mhm.
Jake, I tuned into Tide Talk Live. I forget which night
Appreciate
you guys
it.
go live, but it was
Monday
it was
night.
great. Monday nights, yeah. So I got in on the chat, so that was a lot of fun. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that subject matter here in just a minute, as you can see on the sidebar. But Jake, you guys are killing it, and
No, whatever.
something like that. All right,
Yeah.
you see it.
That mirror gets everybody.
Jeb's a dude. He's just a dude.
He's just a dude.
Jeb does a podcast on the way to work every day. Just nobody ever hears it.
He's also in the hard liquor after that loss.
I definitely had to grab a beer. Yes.
Is that a beer?
That is a
It's in a
beer that's
koozie.
in like, yeah. It's in
I,
like a
uh,
Space Ace koozie.
Yeah, it keeps it.
Oh, I was like, are you thermosing a beer?
It's a Yeti. Yeah.
Like,
That's smart.
No, I started doing it with my cans because that's the thing I don't like about canned Coke because to me it goes flat too fast.
Yeah.
But there's those Yetis keep them cold for so long. I decided to get one for the bottles to see how that did.
Good job.
Although I haven't had a beer sit there long enough to go cold yet, so I
yeah.
don't know how it works.
Do y'all know that SIP shirt that Lane Kiffin wears? That's basically the SEC logo that he's always. Hugh Freeze is ripping that off, and where it says "war" in that same.
Oh, good God.
It
on,
doesn't
Hugh.
surprise me.
Just straight ripping that off.
Come
Yeah.
on, Hugh. So before we get too far down the rabbit hole, you guys heading to betonline.ag and betting on this Super Bowl? I got the Eagles, and I'm going to take the under
What's the over under?
I think it's like 49.5.
I'm
Super
going
Bowls
with
are
the
usually ugly.
over on the national anthem length.
Yeah.
That I am. Who's performing the national anthem?
I
Chris
don't
Stapleton.
even know.
Chris Stapleton.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. I think
well,
you're right.
he might
might
do
want
under. He might do
You might want to
legit.
take the under there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's-
For
what's
some
the-
reason, I feel like the Chiefs are going to win this game, and I'm not rooting for them. That's just how I feel like. And I don't know why.
Rihanna's
The
in the
Eagles
halftime show.
are on some sort of like collision course for like destiny or something because they are.
That's why I think they're going to lose. That just never seems to work out.
So what's the coin toss? Is it going to be heads or tails?
I'm going to say tails.
You can bet on that. It's
Mm-hmm.
minus 105.
Yeah, well, it's a 50-50
You
shot.
can bet on everything in this game.
You can also bet on which
Why would
team
you
will
bet on
win the coin toss. You can, Jeb, you can bet on the color of the Gatorade on the winning coach.
Wow.
It's
Um,
very
Can we-
ridiculous. Okay.
Can we bet on Patrick Mahomes' ankle and if it's
Yeah.
100% or not?
you can bet on whether or not he does the actual voiceovers for Kermit the Frog. You can bet on that one.
That's good.
So you want to hear the odds on the Gatorade?
Yeah. Let's hear
Okay.
it.
So orange is plus 250, yellow, the lemon lime flavor plus 350, clear or water is plus 500, blue is plus 500, red or pink is plus 550, purple is plus 900, and no Gatorade at all is plus 1600.
Wow. See, I would have thought orange, so that's I guess that is the most popular one.
Now,
So here's a little stat
now,
for you.
is it
Since 2001, Steve, hold on. Since 2001, the color liquid poured on the winning coach has been 5 orange, 5 nuns, 4 blues, 4 clears, 3 yellows, and a purple. Good.
Huh.
So, is it Gatorade or is it Powerade in the NFL now?
Gatorade.
Okay. Because
I
that would
didn't know.
determine the color. Because if it was Powerade, it was more likely to be the red flavor or the blue flavor,
Right.
as opposed to that green lemon lime or even the orange. So,
Yeah. Or the blue is usually that like glacier frost flavor. The blue frost flavor, which is
Yeah.
might
That's
be
pretty good.
the new goat of Gatorade. The blue frost flavor. There's not a whole lot of flavors that can beat that one.
The Arctic Freeze, is that what you're thinking of?
No, it's frost and it's called
Okay.
glacier or something. It's blue. It's like light blue.
Glacier
Yeah.
Freeze?
the chat is
Yeah.
waking up.
Heck yeah. Super Bowl talk. So we went dummy fishing.
Yeah.
What's up, Ricky?
And also,
Cassidy.
Michael Speck says, that's not all Hugh will be ripping off. Note to Auburn boosters, keep an eye on your wives. And there's,
How'd your kids? How'd your wives?
And Auburn got a commitment for a quarterback in 2024 named Walker White, and their head coach is Freeze. So they're doing Game of Thrones memes like it's 2016.
Oh, good God.
Attaboy, Hugh.
Huh?
Attaboy.
Terrible.
Wow.
So, yeah. Awesome.
I've got
Off
it.
to a great start.
I've got an Auburn poster that post on my show nearly every day. It's just what he does. It's one of the most bizarre things in the world. He just comes on and tries to contradict everything that I said, like a 3-paragraph thing, and it's fine. Whatever. But he said that Spencer Sanders and Jackson Dart, at the end of this spring, one of them is going to go to Auburn or Florida. And I was like, I don't care. If you lose the Ole Miss job, I don't care. And that is a weird flex to be taking
Right.
our leftovers and acting like getting sloppy seconds makes you a superior program.
That's true.
Yeah.
Why would you want to? Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
It'd
weird
be great to have him
flex.
as a backup. But
Yeah, but we was down this. You was down this road before last year. Lane will never say who he's going to be starting until the week of probably the game. So they'll have to come in and not know anything about that playbook and be way behind the other guy if that happens. So
I was going to say, how good do you think you're going to be with a transfer quarterback that doesn't have time to prepare at all?
Mhm.
Really, I mean,
yeah,
Well, at Auburn, they probably be about 5 times better because
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
their best options, what, TJ Finley?
yeah, same thing in Florida.
Robbie Ashford?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, God.
Jack Miller in Florida, Graham Mertz,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaden Rashada. Oh,
Oh.
They forgot to pay that bill.
Oh man.
Oh, that one got lost in the mail.
hey, it's not the only
Checks
place in
in-
Florida that has bad credit.
That's true.
I used to work in DFS, and my account set was South Florida. Yeah,
Ooh.
not the only place.
Oh, that's a good question, Michael. I think it's A&M right now still, but Auburn might get there.
Which is a bigger cult.
Auburn has
I don't
the
know that-
ability to do it,
I don't know that anybody can reach A&M level. I mean, that's just
but A&M, Mississippi State, and Auburn, it's the same school. It's just a level of money.
yep, whoop, whoop. I mean, Mississippi State doesn't do that stuff.
And Texas A&M has ice cream man.
No, they have the old school, like 1950s milkmen as their yell leaders.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think that's safe to look up, Jeff, if you want to.
Thank you.
Texas A&M got a commitment out of a quarterback out of Oak Grove, Mississippi. Actually, he's like 11.
Oh, yeah.
But the reason he's being signed to go to Texas A&M, that apparently his brother in 2025 is going to be a legit guy, like a McKinley Jackson type defensive lineman. So that's the reason everybody's
foundation.
jumping on that. Yeah, but he
Go
said
ahead.
that A&M's offense, he's going there because A&M's offense is dominant.
Yeah,
And-
he wants to play for a coach that coach an explosive offense.
Yeah,
Tell me a school didn't feed you lines without telling me a school didn't feed you lines.
Yeah,
well, no, but he's bragging about Bobby Petrino, and I get he's bragging
Yeah.
about Bobby Petrino, but they didn't phrase it like they were bragging about Bobby Petrino. There's no proof of concept with Bobby Petrino yet at Texas
Right.
A&M.
Does
If
all
you're
of
going
Bobby Petrino's meetings take place on the back of a motorcycle?
It should. It should. He should have gotten like 3 hogs for going down there.
So
yeah.
the other part of that quote that he said, he wants to help A&M get back to where they want to be. We're 8-4. I mean,
Back to the Belk Bowl, baby.
that's right. Yeah. So
Whatever it's called now, Duke's Mayo.
yeah.
Yeah. Jimbo really wants that mayo bath. Question, have they said anything else about rah-rah? No. I have not heard anything else on rah-rah. I think they're just – the only thing I've heard, and this was weeks ago, that he's still expected to be playing. They're looking into the matter as something sort of I don't know. It doesn't look good, but then again, it might be some fugazi stuff too. So
Yeah, I think probably what's going to happen with Ra is he's going to have to turn into a scooter for 2 months, and he'll be fine.
yeah, he's going to get every inch of Sanford Stadium underneath his feet for the next few months, and Scott Sinclair gets kind of creative with punishments. Like Brenton Cox, before he transferred, had to spend the entire first spring scrimmage doing wheelbarrows in the stadium with his partner in crime. They spent 2 hours doing wheelbarrows, sprints, all while the team was scrimmaging down on the field.
And the worst thing to me, whenever you see people doing these punishment events, are people that have to roll the field.
Yeah, I mean, this was kind of the equivalent of that. Like
Yeah.
his partner had to hold him, and they were doing wheelbarrow walks up the steps.
Good Lord.
And then they did it up the bleachers, like on the bleachers too. And it was bad. It was rough.
My back hurts just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm never doing this again, so I'm going to Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, replying to this comment about trying to get away from Texas now they're in the SEC. Are they going to be in the SEC in 2024? What's happening there? Have y'all heard?
The talks have stalled.
Yeah, it stalled out.
Fox.
Okay.
It's all about Fox, and it's all about money and TV stuff.
Yep.
I swear.
Two thoughts on this one. First of all, we're 18 months away and there's no deadline. The night before, Texas and OU could write a check and they could be gone the next day. Mm-hmm. So any talks that coming out early, there's motivation behind it. It was probably designed to motivate somebody, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Second of all, if Fox is so hell-bent on keeping Texas and OU, don't talk about how the Big 12 is going to be okay without them.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You are
Fox
fighting way too hard to keep them around for any period of time because what's there ain't going to pay the bills.
No.
No, not a chance. Like, you're hoping Cincinnati and UCF fill that void? That ain't going to happen.
Yeah, and everybody said the Big 12 is going to be fine. It's like, how do you know? We haven't seen that league without Texas and OU when Oklahoma State and TCU are propping up that conference. Baylor is a big player.
Yeah, are you expecting Oklahoma State now to take the top TV market in that? I mean, you're expecting Texas Tech, Lubbock. You're expecting Orlando.
TCU?
TCU, I guess. I guess you're
Fort
hoping
Worth,
TCU.
but it's the Metroplex.
Right.
You're hoping TCU, I guess, recent national champions will prop up the conference.
No.
They tried.
Not going to happen.
The recent
getting blown out.
national champion runner-up.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm saying. Recent national championship game appearance.
Yeah.
They were they finished they got beat so bad they finished third.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And
They got beat so bad Ohio State was actually the runner-up.
And as long as Michigan's ranked below them, that's fine. And that goes for next year, by the way, too. Wherever TCU is going to be preseason ranked, Michigan needs to be at least one spot below them.
That's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Notre Dame's probably going to, be in its normal top five self. Yeah. Texas will be in the top 10. What other blue blood? Tennessee's going to pop up because the media that knows what's going on all the time, and they get 40% of their preseason polls correct, even ranked in the top 25. Yeah, it's
like weather. It's all good. So, so this whole Oklahoma-Texas thing has really kind of screwed because Georgia was supposed to play Oklahoma in Norman this year. And then they were supposed to make a return trip like several years later. I think as far as like 31. And when Oklahoma announced that they were joining the conference, the SEC said, "Yeah, you need to cancel that game because they're coming."
Alabama and Texas doesn't have to. That's weird.
Yeah,
I know, it's strange. So Georgia and Oklahoma canceled the game, and then they try to find like a solution. It was too late to find a neutral site, so they canceled the game. So who did we replace Oklahoma with? Oh, I mean, it's probably an even tougher game on the schedule. It's going to be like an epic battle of epic proportions with Ball State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Which their running back transferred to UCLA or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So the Fighting David Lettermans are going to be.
And I want to go on record right now saying I still think Oklahoma and Texas is going to be in the SEC in 2024.
Yeah, okay.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Too.
But so Georgia only has to suffer through
posturing.
It is. It probably is. But Georgia's going to be okay. The following year they play Clemson, and then I think we get Florida State like 26, 27, something like that. That'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, by then.
Wait, y'all get Clemson in 24?
Yeah.
All right, Garrett Riley.
Yeah.
He gets to come back and try it again. The air raid really does not work against that defense.
Nope.
It just
no.
And Norvell Florida State just got a contract extension, so.
Oh, so he'll be.
I mean, he deserved it, man. I mean, that guy's that guy. I applaud Florida State. Now, whether they were forced to or not, they had patience.
Right.
Like, they may have been forced because they're cash strapped, but they showed patience with Norvell.
Mm-hmm.
They should, because Jimbo, what he did to that place, he should have had to pay a buyout when he left Florida State for what he left.
Yeah,
I mean, that's criminal.
Yeah.
That was the equivalent of like leaving an apartment with like 3 upper deckers and raw meat in the ventilation system.
Ooh.
I mean, that's what Jimbo did.
Wow.
to Florida State.
What an
And then
analogy.
Yeah.
Wait, people don't do that?
Corey, you got a story to tell us?
I mean, it's only every other apartment I've let. No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, that's terrible, man. Like, you look at what he did, especially to the offensive line. It was like the four of us would have been starters at Florida State right after Jimbo left.
No,
Yeah,
it was
that's
terrible.
I mean,
It was at the
bad.
point where, as bad of a coach as Willie Taggart actually is, I felt sorry for him for leaving Oregon, which he was in a good shape and everything was going well. And then he went down to Florida State and got into that dumpster fire.
And got
he had
scorched.
no chance. Yeah, he had no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got no chance. It burned him so bad that he failed at FAU, which is hard to do because they have no expectations down there. But
Well, they do after the Lane train. Because that's who Willie Taggart replaced.
but do they really?
Yeah.
No, they don't have any expectations.
Lane won
Steve.
CUSA 2 out of 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, but that's Lane.
That's FAU.
It's
Yeah.
FAU.
Yeah, nobody sits
I
here
guar-
and points to
yeah.
a coach, a certain coach. If you win twice, they expect you to win 3.
Yeah.
Look at Alabama
Willie
with national championships. If Nick Saban doesn't win 7, was it a failure? Yeah, I mean
always a
that
failure.
there's a segment of their fan base that's just perpetually spoiled,
Right. Big time.
and I mean that's the way it is all over.
Yeah. Well,
Florida State,
Well,
Florida,
maybe they need to-
FAU is what 20 years old as a program, a D1 program. I mean Schnellenberger started that.
yeah. I remember that.
And
But
when
they're always.
When they like 6-6 before Lane got there? I mean, they weren't that good, I think.
No, they weren't good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were like FIU is now.
Right.
And just struggling to do anything. And then Lane made that a relevant program and got all kinds of facilities built. And
And then he left, and they went back to what they were,
yeah,
which
and
was
who do they
bad
have
with
now?
no expectations.
Who's their coach?
I don't know.
now?
I have no idea.
Somebody
clue.
hit the Wikipedia up on that one.
No clue. Jeb, you can Google that one. That's safe.
For FAU?
FAU
Yeah,
head coach. I think I've heard of who it is.
Is Tom Herman.
Tom Herman.
Yep.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
maybe they're trying to turn it back around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
expectations.
It's a big hire.
Well, maybe they're tired of losing again. I guess they were like, okay, we can stop losing now because they went through.
FIU's coach is Mike McIntyre. He who I have the 2000 offensive Ole Miss playbook of his. Oh, Jeb's gone.
Jeb looked at the wrong thing.
Jeb. Oh,
He got canceled. Softball starts this week. Baseball next. So I know you at Ole Miss is excited about that. Georgia hired a new strength coach for baseball. He was like the director of strength and conditioning for Major League Baseball. He's 20 years experience with a bunch of different clubs. Man, his name's Jim Malone. He's like a MLB lifer. Now he's at Georgia.
Ole Miss's students are camped out at Swayze Field because they can't pick their seats for the student section until Friday.
Patrick Swayze Field.
No. So, I mean, it looks like Krzyzewskiville out there right now.
Steve,
No, I'm not.
no.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not even going to justify that with a comment, man. It's like every time I hear Patrick Swayze, I think it's Psych, and it's like talk about Civil War buff. Yeah.
Lord.
Swayze Field.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
I resemble that remark. Sorry, go ahead.
Ole Miss camping out for
Yeah.
baseball.
It's like
baseball.
Krzyzewskiville. Yeah.
You guys are a
Students
baseball
out there.
school now.
4 days
You get-
early. Well, you win a national championship, that kind of happens. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
Delaware State.
Okay, no, I don't understand it.
It's not even the Blue Hens. I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, at least if it's the Blue Hens, that's reason enough. Yeah, they're not camping out in Athens. I can tell you that.
Yeah, but Hunter Elliott pitching, Grayson Saunier, they're going to be exciting. Tennessee. Speaking of which, SEC Baseball instituted a mercy rule this year. Or
really?
we call it the Tennessee rule.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah. So after 7 innings, if they're up by 10 runs, the game's over.
Wow. All right.
LSU may have a lot of those this year. Against their, they're good. They're loaded.
They are loaded.
Yeah,
They have some pitching too
Yeah.
to go with it.
It's gonna be pretty nuts. They're going to Oxford the 22nd of April.
See, now that's a game to camp out for.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a
that
series
one I
to camp out
understand.
for. So Georgia's just hoping for half the team to not be in the training room all year long. Getting taped up, iced up.
That
on
will
crutches,
derail your
whatever.
season.
Terrible, but yeah.
Especially the bullpen. Good Lord. Never seen a bullpen get so injured in my entire life.
Michael Speck said both of my boys are camping out after reading the text they sent. There's plenty of alcohol.
That I don't doubt either.
Yeah, that does help.
Yeah.
Oh, Tennessee opens up at Arizona. That's fun.
Arizona. Wow, this is
Arizona has a weird ballpark.
Oh, I guess I'll get to find out.
It's actually the spring training
Awesome.
ballpark from Major League.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All that starts next week, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We open up with Xavier.
We have Jacksonville State.
Okay. Got a little Gamecocks, a little Musketeers, Wildcats.
And then
Good
we
football,
we
though.
follow that with Princeton, a 4-game set with Princeton.
My bad. I was on 2022. We open up with Richmond.
Okay.
So
So
it's a one-gamer.
The Spider-Men, which they should change their nickname to that.
So, Steve, are you going to camp out March 3rd through the 5th at Cool Ray Field in Lawrenceville to watch Georgia Tech?
No. I am going to go to a game in March, if I can, to see the Savannah Bananas play.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, no, that's a game.
If you can get tickets to it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's an event right there. But yeah, so get this. The 3-game set against Georgia Tech is the first game is in Athens, the second game is at Georgia Tech, and the third game is at the neutral site, Cool Ray Field, home of the Gwinnett Stripers.
Okay.
Fun.
That is
Or if somebody has a typo, strippers.
Oh, hello.
I like
That
that.
happened. Somebody had a typo in one of their schedules, and it said strippers and not stripers.
this is still a better nickname, especially for minor league baseball.
Yeah.
Like the
bet
Jacksonville
there was-
Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Steve, Alabama don't play Ole Miss until the last series of the year in May 18th through the 20th, and it's at Alabama.
Let's see. We open with South Carolina.
Tennessee didn't even
Conference
play
play.
on this.
We
With
open
Vanderbilt.
with them Vandy boys.
Mm-hmm.
Florida, Arkansas. Yeah, we play Ole Miss at the end of April. And then we have a game against Kennesaw State sandwiched in between the series with Tennessee starting on Cinco de Mayo, actually.
Cinco de Mayo.
We play Austin P after you. No, we play Georgia, but we don't play Alabama or Ole Miss this year. Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's it.
We end the season with
That'd be good
we
for
end the
us.
regular season with LSU.
That's it's a really
Athens.
good thing because Tennessee fans all over Twitter always tell me that they defeated the national champion Ole Miss Rebels.
Oh,
And-
yeah. Swept them. Kicked the
Yeah.
crap out of them.
Yeah, beat the hell out
What?
of them. So that makes our national championship mean less.
Right. Yeah.
You ever heard of moral victories? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
We're
yeah,
also SEC champs.
yeah.
But, I'd probably rather be national champs, but I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, Notre Dame. I think he's at Florida State now, the coach that was at Notre Dame. I think that guy's at Florida State
really?
now. Yeah. He replaced Mike Martin's son,
Yeah.
which is
Lost
like
his shoes.
the epitome of nepotism. It's like, oh yeah, you kind of got what you deserve there, didn't you?
You know who's defying the laws of nepotism is Iowa.
Oh yeah.
God, statistically the worst offense in college football.
They put average 25 points a game, or it goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say they put a clause in his contract. He gets an incentive if he averages 25 points a game. So that would have ranked this past season. That would have been good for 82nd in the country.
Wow.
I think
and he would have got a
That's their
$100,000
goal.
bonus.
because they've got like JJ McCarthy to play quarterback, so they have a decent quarterback, and they have McNamara. Sorry.
Yeah.
Either way, it's the other one, the other Michigan quarterback, and they got the tight end, whatever his name, Eric All.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And a tight end at Iowa, that's kind of where you want to be.
Yeah. But you have Brian Ferentz calling the plays.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be run, punt. It's going to be the old grunt and punt offense.
But you know that 25 points a game includes defensive touchdowns that he has no bearing on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, people around here know how that feels, kind of an NFL version of it, even though it's not family related. But the Titans just hired a new offensive coordinator. Of course, just promoting from within again.
Of course.
Apparently, Vrabel just has his crew of guys, and he's just trying to keep them around.
That's the Belichick system, isn't it?
Yeah, except they're no good. So it's just been
right.
I mean,
neither are really the Belichick people. They just had Tom Brady as the quarterback. I mean, we're talking about Bill Bryan is one of that crew.
Matt
Bill Bryan is
Patricia
definitely
as an offense coordinator.
Yeah.
Joe Judge.
Josh
this
McDaniels.
This time was the passing game coordinator, because you know how great our passing game was this last season. So
Terrible.
Yeah, no. So he's now the new offensive coordinator.
Oh, good God! Yeah, let's just go ahead and give him the keys.
Was
to
he
the whole offense.
was he the person that said, "Hey, we should think about getting rid of this AJ Brown character"?
Yeah, probably.
He went to J. Robbins like, "Hey, this AJ Brown guy's really holding our offense back."
So, yeah, he's kind of cocky. We can get somebody better than that.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to build our team around a running back.
Yeah.
Because that feels like the right thing to do in the NFL right now.
They're like they took murder ball to a whole new level.
It's been a rough week as a Tennessee fan.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, that's great hire.
Hey,
I do love the GM though.
Derek
like
Carr
that
took
hire.
a visit to New Orleans today.
I saw that.
Excited.
Really?
Congrats, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And that tells you
Okay.
how much of a bad year this has been.
Yeah.
It's like Derek Carr, come on. At this point, I'd take David Carr.
Oh,
Boy,
well,
old school.
Actually, I don't blame you, but that's the other thing I'm worried about with the Titans. They may be the team that decides to try for a quarterback, and it's sitting at 11. That's Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. So,
They're
Oh,
gonna get
God.
Tanner McKee from Stanford.
we might
Will
do that.
Levis is going to get a GM fired.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
no
hope it's
doubt.
not ours.
Somebody's
guy
somebody's going to
is-
do it, and that dude's going to be toast.
Yep.
Somebody's gonna trade up. I saw a mock draft where Tampa Bay traded up to 3 to get him.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
I'm like, dude, you don't have to trade up to 3 to get him.
Guy, if Bryce Young falls to like 5 or 6 range,
He won't.
Titans need to
Somebody
trade
trade
for
up.
him.
Somebody trade up.
Yes.
I'm hoping we'll be
Okay.
the ones to do it.
Titans might be the one trading
lose
up.
it. This is SEC After Dark. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
So
Bryce Young-
everybody knows that Tampa is the capital of daddy issues east of the Mississippi. Okay.
Get him to the stripper dance.
It's the stripper, the whole 9 yards. It's pretty legendary in Tampa. It's at the point where AB lost his mind, and all of a sudden, he got absolutely nuts after going to Tampa. Tom Brady, after retiring, all of a sudden he's posting pictures in his underwear on Twitter. And
He didn't get divorced with Giselle until he moved to Tampa. So
yeah,
Right.
There's something to
that's
that.
True.
yeah, and
This area.
if it makes me wonder exactly how corrupt we are. Is Las Vegas the actual Sin City, or is it Tampa? I think there's a combination of what's going on, and it'll be
know, Vegas is
interesting to
pretty bad.
see which quarterback decides to go to Tampa. And in my opinion, somebody that puts mayonnaise in his damn coffee is a perfect fit for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That is
Who puts
disgusting.
mayonnaise in their coffee?
Will Levis.
Will Levis does.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Dude,
He's
Yeah,
bananas
please.
with the peel
Yeah.
on him.
I would love that. You know what? Hey, I'm going to pump that up. So Tampa, Will Levis fits right in with your system.
Perfect fit.
Let's
for
get
your system.
perfect fit. He's gonna
I see what you're doing
absolutely
there.
kill it. He's gonna
And
absolutely kill it.
Carolina, if you're listening, take Will Levis as well. You know, you need to get rid of that Matt Corral guy. Send him to New Orleans.
Carolina, you
Send
want
to
you want a precision passer with great arm talent and ability to read the field and read coverage in the NFL. That's Anthony Richardson. You want an
Right
accurate
there.
passer.
NFC South
Anthony
written all
Richardson.
over it.
Meanwhile, if that happens,
Both of them are going to get a
somehow
GM fired.
Desmond Ridder becomes the top quarterback in the league in the division.
Yeah.
I don't know how that
Well,
happens.
that depends on if the Saints sign Derek Carr, because all of a sudden Derek Carr turns into Tom Brady looking at those guys.
Right.
Who's going to coach him down there in New Orleans?
It's
Pete Carmichael's
yeah,
gonna
Pete
turn Derek
Carmichael.
Carr?
Yeah, he's done
Dennis
it. He's done it before.
Dennis Allen.
Duff.
Carmichael has done it with Drew Brees. I could coach Drew Brees. I could coach Drew Brees.
Steve almost said it. He's just like,
Yeah,
Steve, it's
can't-
okay.
yeah. I don't use the word retarded lightly. The whole
Now we're
Saints
canceled.
organization.
Steve, it's okay. Like the Titans, that we have room on the bandwagon up here in Nashville. The Falcons have room on our bandwagon.
Oh, if I change teams, I'm going south. There's no doubt about that.
Miami.
Mustard coffee,
Huh?
the mustard
No.
blend,
No.
the Starbucks mayonnaise blend. That's right.
There you go.
Did I say I said mustard?
No,
Yeah.
My
no,
wife
Be-
hell said mustard. He
Becky,
probably
the-
does mustard.
Becky, the voice of God, is a closet Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
Becky.
Yeah,
It's those Pirates, man. It does it for
yeah,
her.
it's the C thing. House and Suns.
Yeah.
Well, she's about to root for Kyle Trask.
Oh, God.
That's oof.
The Blaine Gabbert era starts right now.
Good grief!
There you
Remember
go.
back when the NFC West, like teams were making the playoffs at like 7-9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The NFC South is they're going to be, the Falcons. It's like we're a playoff team. We're 6-11.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how sad the NFC South was. Like the Falcons legit had a chance at 6-11. Like they were not far away from it.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And like I said,
very-
I am dead serious. I am not going to do this with the Saints again. I gave them my childhood. I'm not going to give them my adulthood. I got my Super Bowl. I've got my patch. I got my memories. I am good.
Steve,
But I
you
am
might need to go
not
north on I-4 and go Duval.
No.
Ah.
That is like a speed lane for divorce. That is the team my wife hates above all else.
Duval. That's why you should do it.
No, but I don't want
wanna
to
see
get
that.
divorced.
No, you should just
Yeah.
piss her off.
Well, that would lead to a divorce potentially.
I'm
No,
sure we
it
could talk
wouldn't
off
go
the
to
edge.
Because
So-
they have Ole Miss in common, so they won't get along in the NFL on Sundays. But
Ugh.
are Tampa and Jacksonville really rivals though? Why does she hate Jacksonville so bad?
Because they were the rivals when she was growing up with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
And she's
Titans,
from
yeah.
Middle Tennessee. So
Were they? I didn't know they were ever relevant enough to be.
she also hated all
They had-
things Florida.
They had a couple of good seasons in there. They went 14-2 one year.
I would say any Titans
Titans went
fans
to
growing up probably hated the Colts more than anything, right?
No,
Well,
whenever
Steve, we
Becky
had
first
problems with
started that year with Mark Brunell, where the Titans went to the Super Bowl, but the Jaguars lost 3 games, and it was to the Titans each time.
Every game they lost.
Every
to the
game.
Titans that year.
Yeah.
Was a great year.
Yeah, that was her memory, and then that fixed the Jacksonville thing on there. I got a
And the
question from
Colts-
Chauncey that said, "Do you think Loomis should be fired?" Yes, every one of them should be fired. It's gross negligence.
Wait, who? Wait. Y'all got me off here.
Mickey Loomis,
Oh.
GM of the Saints.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Sean Payton's best friend.
Yeah.
it's
Go to
been kind of a
Denver.
rough fall here, so yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But, hey, I like your two rookie receivers, Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. It's really good.
Do like that. Yeah,
No.
they didn't draft Kermit.
Yeah.
And just an update: Alabama is up at halftime, 52-23 on Florida in basketball.
Great.
Hey, Bama, I said 3 weeks ago that Bama is going to 50 burger somebody. They did. They might be about to do it again.
Might do it.
Oh,
I think-
Cassidy.
Yeah, if you
What?
look at Ole Miss's schedule, if you look at
What
Ole
is this
Miss's
for?
schedule,
So read the previous comment. She said, Corey wants me to hit Jake with a frying pan. This is like
that's
weeks
what I'm
ago.
talking about. Oh,
It was
okay.
weeks ago. But she had a
She-
frying pan, right? She had a pan in her hand behind you. I was like, hey, hit him with it.
Well, she does all her time anyway. So,
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is weeks ago.
yeah,
That's
Ole
old
Miss
news.
in basketball, they've got Georgia. This weekend they play South Carolina. They have a chance to go 2-0 this week.
Oh, wow.
Then they have
Pretty good week for
Florida.
them.
Then they have Mississippi State. They have a chance to win 4 straight basketball games.
They'll
Hide
get-
your wife, hide your kids. We coming through this.
You think Kermit's going to go 4-0 in that stretch?
No, heck no.
He's going to go 3-1. Actually.
We tried to lose that Georgia game.
Okay,
You did. You weren't successful, though.
Yeah.
He failed
just-
at losing.
Yeah, just kept fouling to Matt Morrell. They wouldn't foul anybody else. Nobody else on our team can make a free throw. You fouled the 180% free throw shooter. Every time.
Bold strategy, Mike White.
Yeah.
Bold strategy. So, like, I did a couple episodes where, like, my last segment was about Georgia basketball. Like, how are we going to fix Georgia basketball? We play hard on the perimeter, but when we can't make threes, we're in trouble. We have no inside presence. None
Yeah.
whatsoever.
We have no
Nothing in the
inside
paint.
presence. We're bad 3-point shooters, and our free throw percentage is not that good. But other than that, we're all right.
Hell yeah.
Chris Beard to Ole Miss, is that something that's been circulating, Steve?
It's the talk of the fan base right now. I don't think it can happen. I don't
let him
think
out
he'll
of
be
prison?
hireable.
I'd say is he in
and,
jail?
the other one is Will Wade.
Can you coach?
they're
Can you
talking
coach
about.
from prison?
Will wait, wow.
Are you just guys searching the FBI's most wanted list for your next?
Hey,
Right, yeah.
look who our football coach is. Look what
he on
worked
the FBI?
before. Yeah.
Is he on
Hey,
the
it's,
FBI?
it's legal now.
Y'all trying to take a playbook out of Auburn, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Bruce Pearl and
Yeah, they have a
Chris.
relevant basketball team. In Ole Miss basketball, we don't have to be what Alabama
Jim
is
Herrick?
right now.
You guys hiring Jim Herrick now?
All Ole Miss basketball needs is one NCAA tournament appearance every 3 years. If that happens, that guy can get a statue built outside the pavilion.
That's true.
All basketball season is for is a 2-month period to get us to baseball season.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Chris Beard is not your only chance.
Yeah, I don't think he's hireable.
Chauncey. Chauncey. There's probably thousands of coaches that would be better off than hiring Chris Beard.
Kaysen, you are absolutely correct. Ole
I
Miss
don't care.
needs Marshall Henderson.
They do need Marshall Henderson, but Chauncey, I don't care if Chris Beard. I don't care what he knows about basketball. That dude is toxic, man. You do not. You can make one tournament appearance every 3 years with somebody else. I guarantee you. Go hire the Murray State guy. They're always in the tournament, no matter who they have.
I interviewed Jason Jordan on my podcast for a show that's.
I thought you were about to
air.
say you interviewed for the head coaching job at Ole Miss.
Yeah, I could do
Man,
it.
Steve, that's
yeah.
impressive.
Be better than Kermit.
Run a couple of horn plays or something like that.
The picket fence.
And I interviewed Jason Jordan on my show, and we talked about basically hypotheticals. The whole episode is basically, if we fire Kermit Davis, what does the recruiting class look like? What does the next coach look like? What type of guy do we need to get? And he says, basically, I'm going to spare everybody that's going to watch this video. I'm going to tell you what his answer is at the end. We got to wait until the NCAA tournament because we're going to probably hire a G5 coach that makes it to the second weekend of March.
Yeah.
And
that's
whoever
exactly
that
what
is,
you need.
That's what they're going to do. So
and they're going to
people might talk Chris Beard, they might talk Will Wade, but in the end, that's probably what's going to happen.
You can't hire those two guys. You can't. You just can't. Like you can't. Like if you made it on the FBI's watch list, there's a reason for that.
He did not make. He's not on a watch list.
He's
got caught on a wiretap.
And now he's on a watch list.
You make it sound like he's 10 most wanted. You know.
How do we know he's not?
Yeah. Now, what was done then would be completely legal. That is the thing that's absolutely nuts. The thing that he got in trouble for and lost his job about now would be completely legal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Same with Jeremy Pruitt.
Right.
You wouldn't have to stuff it in McDonald's bags.
Oh,
but you still can't hire him.
Awesome. There it is. Tommy Rees and Kevin Steele to Alabama. Tell me about Kevin Steele, Jack.
Yeah, don't worry about this.
Yeah, I love it. You want to go back to old school physicality on defensive side of the ball, which we have lacked the past couple of years. We just got it with Kevin Steele. So I am excited.
He didn't have it at Miami, and he gave up 70 points to West Virginia.
Yeah, Miami don't have the dudes.
Okay, so talent
Alabama does. So yeah, it's a talent. I mean,
but MTSU doesn't have the dudes either.
So it fits Saban's system. So he's been in Saban's system. He knows how it is. Him and Saban work well together. So
Saban's getting ballsy.
I was absolutely correct 2 months ago, whenever I said Alabama was going back to murder ball.
You're exactly right.
They are
you
doing
were right about that.
Mm-hmm. And then they hired Tommy Rees as offensive coordinator. I like it. It's a big risk, but some of those games
it's not a big risk. It's like Jim McElwain. That's what the offense is going to look like.
It's going to run the ball.
You look at the offensive linemen we're bringing in, in this recruiting class. They're big, they're physical. So I mean, you're going to run the ball a lot. At Alabama. So especially with 2 new QBs we're trying to groom, don't know who that's going to be yet, whether it's Milroe or Ty Simpson. So
with that hire, it's going to be Ty Simpson.
Probably so. Yeah.
I mean, that's the direction you're going with.
Yeah. So
which means Milroe could be like a quarterback at MTSU.
Yeah.
After the spring transfer portal window.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Or and go to Liberty and play in the Jamie Chadwell system.
And they've talked about Eli Holston or Dylan Lungaland being the quarterback this year under Reese. So who knows where they're going to go.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be somebody that can turn around and hand the ball off to your 5-star running backs.
Yeah, there you go.
So okay. Now
you get the next Buck Bellew.
Looked at the thumbnail for today's show. It said Doubting Saban, and there's a reason I named it that. All the hot take artists after Tommy Rees and Kevin Steele came out and said, basically, oh, is this over? How is Alabama ever going to be able to do what they normally do with these guys? How is Alabama going to be able to do? And Lane Kiffin actually came out and said, are we really doubting the GOAT after he just pulled in 9 5-stars or something like that with no coordinators? Right. Are we really doing that? And it's silly. People so want the Alabama dynasty to be over that they want to take that take so they can be first. But it doesn't make sense with that recruiting class with their obvious goal of what they're doing. And like you said, their physicality on defense, it's not Kirby Smart, but Kevin Steele will serve a purpose on that side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in all seriousness, Jake, when I listened to you guys' show on Monday, you guys were talking about, who was it? Armstrong? What's his name?
Austin Armstrong.
Austin Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I like when I see Kevin Steele at the age that he's at, I see, and you guys hit the nail on the head on that. I see kind of like a mentor coordinator, like unofficial co-coordinator,
right?
Like show him the ropes and like you're going to take this thing over when I retire in a couple of years.
And there was an article that came out today that hinted that could be possible. You know, you could see that this year, a co-defense coordinator.
That's why I like the move, because like Kevin Steele leading this defense with like I don't like it by himself, but like if he's mentoring somebody who's like-minded, I like that. Kind of like a Glenn Schumann, Will Muschamp situation,
right?
And kind of like, you know, when Dan Lanning left, and you know, kind of like what Bobo was doing, Bobo and Monken were doing with Buster Faulkner, who's now at Georgia Tech, and you know, I think it's, you know, I like that kind of thing where, you know, you get some like-minded people and you get a younger guy that, you know, so that you're building that interior pipeline so you don't have to do some national search where you keep getting turned down by, you know, all these random names. But, you know, I brought up the name Jim Leonard just out of curiosity, like, was he ever a prospect? Because I think he knew Rex Ryan's defense better than Rex Ryan knew Rex Ryan's defense when he was with the Jets. He's a genius. He would kill it in recruiting, because at his age he can still dunk. So that's like one of his recruiting tricks. He like plays basketball with him and he dunks it. And I heard he's a candidate at Miami. Yeah. And then I brought up on my show about Glenn Schumann's
Miami,
chances.
Howard, Lance Guidry from Tulane.
Oh, is that okay? So there's the update there. Okay. Yeah. So Glenn Schumann, they brought his name up as a candidate, and I went on a thing about that, and I was like, there's no way that would make sense for Glenn Schumann to move. That would be a step backwards for him to go there. The only
going to any position at Alabama is not going to a step backwards.
No. I'm talking about Miami. I'm talking about Miami. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm talking about Miami. No, I was going to say Alabama is the only place to where you can move laterally title-wise, but it's an upgrade.
It's an upgrade.
Right.
Alabama, it's not an upgrade, but it's acceptable. You know, like
when Saban steps down, they will have their choice of any coach in the country that they want to come in and be their Ray Perkins.
Pretty much.
So they might as well just find that sacrificial lamb, get it over with.
So
Dabo, you're up.
You can,
Now what they need to do is promote Kevin Steele.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then about 3 years after that, we'll get Lane.
Go and get your next guy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lane might not be hireable after what he did in November. That's the good news. He's kind of stuck where he is.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that bad news for you?
No, it's not bad news for me.
No,
Lane is a win-at-all-cost guy. And you just need him pulling the same rope the same direction as you. And as long as
he
he's doing
checked
that,
out big time.
Yeah.
He checked out big time at the end of the season.
The end of the season, that was almost sabotage.
Yeah,
and
that's what it looked like.
Tough to recover from.
And that bowl game just pissed me off.
Yeah. Pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah, like that old. I've never seen that Ole Miss team.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, what's going on?
Maybe the last year of Matt Luke.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
Because in that first half, it was a 9-year-old playing Madden is how he coached the game. We're going to do it without punting.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. So I did a thing about Glenn Schumann being a candidate at Miami, and I was like, that makes 0 sense. Why would he? That would be a step backwards. I was like, and I said the only thing I would have not blamed him for is Alabama, because he would have probably been the lead defensive coordinator at Alabama, which is actually an upgrade. So, but he chose neither, and he's still at Georgia, which is good. I think his next move is head coach.
Is Monken still getting interviews in the NFL?
Yeah, he just had his second interview with the Ravens. He's had 2 with the Bucks, 2 with the Ravens, so I think it's one of those 2 spots for him.
Got it. Maybe the Ravens probably, but I think Lamar is like a free agent.
That's a good question. A lot of people are saying Bobo would take over for him.
No, are you serious?
might be, I don't know. That's what I've heard.
Run the ball, Bobo.
Run damn ball, Bobo. Yeah. Which, I mean, if you did a Bobo, if Buster would have stayed, if they did like a Bobo Buster package deal thing, that would have been okay. Now the dynamic duo at Georgia Tech is Chris Winkie and Buster Faulkner. Chris Winkie's doing quarterbacks, Buster's doing tight ends, but Buster's calling the plays.
Yeah, Chris Winkie's like 62 years old and has been coaching for like 7 years.
It's his rookie season. He's 62. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know who we'd go after, to be honest with you. It had to be somebody similar.
Yeah, because Alabama and Georgia is going to do the same type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, do we go try to say, Buster, you want to U-turn, come back? Do we go over to Clemson and say, Garrett Riley, we just whipped your ass. You want to come over here?
Well,
No,
yeah.
we probably don't do that.
There's no way Court Kirby, after what he did to that offense, would say, you know what? We want some of that.
That'd be hilarious.
That's
though,
what we need.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know who we'd go after. I really don't know.
Probably somebody. You know who you might. Well, I don't know if he would do it, but Kevin Wilson.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, so I think something like that.
Or go get a G5 head coach
Yeah.
like Brian Brom. I get it because ACC's G5.
I want to give this one little tidbit
That
before
was
we move
Jeff
on.
Brom, by the way, wasn't it? And he the head coach of Louisville.
Is it Jeff
Yeah.
or Brian?
Brian's
God,
his
Joe just
brother.
got killed again.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is
But
Brian?
Brian's a coach. He was a coach. He's probably at Louisville.
Well, Brian was the interim at Purdue when his brother left. I wonder where he ended up.
Yeah, probably with his brother.
Or like if Dino Babers is about to get fired at Syracuse, maybe we hire Dino Babers because he's really good at offense, but as far as managing a whole team, he maybe not so much. But
He doesn't
it'd be a
believe
hell
in a
of a hire.
playbook and putting it down. So I don't know how much that would fly with Kirby.
Well, he'd have to change that, I guess, if he wanted to come to Athens.
I want to say one quick thing before we move on about Tommy Rees.
Brian Ferentz would be available.
Okay.
Right here, Notre Dame was under center 58 times last season compared to Alabama's 12. And they also utilized the 12 personnel, 2 tight ends with 1 running back on 302 plays compared to Alabama's 166. So we're fixing to change playbooks on the offensive side. So, yeah.
You
There
better
you go.
recruit some tight ends there, bub.
Well, we got
Yeah,
CJ Drip coming in from Maryland. So,
Is Cameron Latou, is he coming? No.
no, he's
He's
gone.
not coming back for his 11th year of eligibility?
No,
Yeah.
he's not Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah. Get ready. Alabama,
Or Stetson Bennett.
they're about to go. They're about to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, again.
Georgia is proven to Nick Saban, Kirby Smart actually gets credit for this, that the way he was doing it would still work. Saban thought he had to change with the times,
Right.
but then Georgia showed him, was like, oh, apparently we didn't. As long as we just out-recruit everybody, we'll be all right.
And Saban's like, okay, let's go recruit.
And he did.
No coordinators, 9 5-stars. Let's get it. You guys want to doubt me? Hey, David Pollock, I just signed 9 5-stars.
This is like Saban's last ride, pretty much. I mean, he's fixing to put it all together for one last
You
run.
guys hired Jerry Krause as your AD?
No, we got Greg Byrne, who's the best AD
Bold
ever.
strategy. I don't know. Josh Brooks is right there, man. Josh Brooks is.
I think Saban's got 3 years. I think Ty Simpson will be his last quarterback at Alabama.
Probably so.
I think so.
And
Saban, honest to God, like he looks exhausted.
Well, I mean, he's over 70. I mean,
I know he looks exhausted, which gives
I ate a
credence
pancake.
to.
I have to take a nap, and I'm 46.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, I mean Saban. I don't know that he may not make it 3 years before he retires. I mean he I don't know. He looks exhausted. Which he may be gearing up for
what he's probably
one more big
scared
run.
What he's scared of is what happened to Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say, Corey, we're all, over 30 here, some of us over 40 and some 50, but we all look exhausted every day. So,
I'm nearing 40 years old. Yeah, I deal with high school kids on the daily basis. So my age is 39, but my actual age is probably 79 with some of the shit that I deal with.
Yeah.
There goes.
Oh, there goes the clean rating right at the end.
Yep. 15 seconds left, Corey. Good grief.
Yeah. God.
I had to drop one in there. It's impressive. So no, I like it. I think Kevin Steele will be a good mentor for Armstrong and
Jed's already gone.
I think Tommy Rees, for what they want to do, is a great hire. I just if that's their goal, hell yeah. If they were just looking for the best, so they obviously had a specific goal in mind. Otherwise, you'd probably go in a different direction than Tommy Rees. But so that'll be good for them.
Bold strategy hiring the Notre Dame offensive coordinator if you wanted success in the playoff. It's a bold strategy there.
It's a good point.
Tommy Rees's best play was when he was cussing out his quarterback on camera on the phone.
That was funny. I hope he brings that same energy at Alabama.
My opinion, Nick Saban was kinder in general the last few years because Bill Bryan was an asshole.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
He didn't light any revs up this year. It didn't seem like he usually does. I mean, he used to.
Did he break any headsets?
I don't think he did either.
No. He unloaded on somebody in the Tennessee game.
Yeah. That's the only
he still
time.
has it in it. He probably had to take a nap afterwards.
That game was exhausting. That game was exhausting. That game, watching that game was exhausting. Like I was like, damn,
that final field goal was blocked. One more millimeter. Alabama wins that game. That team missed the playoff by a millimeter.
By 4 points total. And 2 losses.
A little bit more of a block, a little bit more of a hand on it. It does not make it through the uprights.
You
Yep.
You lost to the family.
Yeah, redemption this year though at our home. So
oh boy, that
Nope.
Yeah, Brian Kelly's about to get a rude awakening on that one.
Chauncey, Dan Lanning going to Bama. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. After Ray Perkins.
I don't know.
I don't know. We got to see Dan Lanning one more year at Oregon. I mean, they got physically punished by Utah.
But they're the only team that can physically punish them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Georgia couldn't. They couldn't against Georgia.
Yeah.
So
two real teams you play to get destroyed.
But in the Pac-12. Oh, speaking of which, by the way, before we get out of here.
Not a good look there.
Have y'all heard the news about the Pac-12?
No.
They are looking to add potentially San Diego State and Southern Methodist, SMU.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And
then they're going to add Boston College to make sure an East Coast team.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do. I think what's going to happen is they're going to do this, and 3 years later or 2 years later, the Four Corners schools, which is Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and Arizona State, they're going to go to the Big 12, and this is going to be over. There's going to have a 20-team Big 12. The Pac-12 is going to be essentially dead. The Big 10 is going to take over and get the Washington, Oregon, Cal, and Stanford. And, you know, at that point, the SEC starts looking at the ACC and says, which ones do I want?
So we could essentially have 3 huge conferences in a few years.
Yeah, I think that's the direction it's heading. I think the Big 10 is also going to take some ACC teams. I think like
like Boston College, Pitt, Syracuse.
Those
Yeah,
up
those
there
teams.
just make sense. Anything above Maryland, I think they have a good shot.
Virginia, they have. They'll probably take Virginia, although they'll battle with the SEC over Virginia because they want that DC market.
Yeah,
Virginia Tech probably SEC though.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, North
Virginia
Carolina,
Tech probably goes opposite of
all
Virginia.
the-
So if Virginia goes Big Ten, Tech goes SEC, and vice versa.
If I was the SEC, I would go Virginia, North Carolina, Florida State, and Georgia
Clemson?
Tech,
No.
potentially Clemson and then Miami, and just call it a day.
Make it a true Southeastern Conference.
I love it.
I want Georgia Tech back in the SEC.
I agree.
I just do. They're in freaking Alabama's fight song. They belong in the SEC.
Yeah.
Ole Miss got them tossed.
Yeah.
Well,
Is Ole Miss gonna let them come in?
No, yeah, we just wouldn't let them come back.
Right.
We didn't get them tossed. They tossed because they threw a temper tantrum over Alabama on a late hit.
Yeah.
But whenever they realized that they threw a temper tantrum and wanted to get back in, Ole Miss is like, no, not the way you've acted, buddy. This is a
Thank you,
grudge
Ole Miss.
we're going to hold forever.
And they have.
Do you think Ole Miss votes them down? Like if they apply next year?
No, if Georgia Tech, if it was
hilarious
chosen, they
if
come
they
in. No, Ole Miss would let them come in. They're playing in Oxford next year, which was
Yeah.
the reason that Ole Miss wouldn't vote them in the first place. Was they wouldn't go to Oxford. They wouldn't even go to Jackson
We ain't going
because I mean,
I'm
there's
going to
elitists and there's
Jackson.
that Jackson's Jackson, Tennessee, by the way.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
It could work.
there. Georgia Tech, Rambler Wreck from Georgia Tech and Hell's Engineer.
So it'll be interesting. I like the idea of the different things they can do and expansion, where it could go. I mean, the world is really the SEC's oyster after this because the people that are going to go to the Big Ten or the Big 12, they're not going to be, they wouldn't have been SEC schools anyway.
Yeah, they'd rather come here.
Like UCF, SMU.
The only school, like the Big Ten is going to try and just keep baiting Notre Dame over and over and over again.
Well, eventually Notre Dame's going to have to bite.
Yeah, eventually they will. But the Big Ten is going to keep doing that. The SEC just basically has in their wallet Clemson, Florida State, Miami. And Virginia Tech. They could do those four right now if they wanted to. But they're going to fight with the Big Ten over Virginia and North Carolina just because of what that would mean to get those two schools.
Because not only you're getting them for TV markets and football, but those are great basketball schools.
The
Great in other
SEC,
sports.
SEC probably has more money though than Big Ten right now, probably though, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And if the SEC got Virginia and North Carolina to go with Kentucky and Texas,
True.
and those schools, it's the best basketball country in the conference in the country.
Where would Duke stand in basketball wise? Where would they go?
Duke, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's a small school. It's kind of like an SMU or a Vanderbilt.
Do they go Big 12
They might. They might.
with Wake Forest? Like them and Wake Forest go Big 12?
Well, you know what they might do? They might do Big East.
Yeah, I could see
yeah.
that.
Yeah, and play with those basketball schools.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Georgetown Hoyas.
Yeah. And the Big East can bring back football again like they did back in the day because the Big East used to be legit when they had Miami and Louisville and West Virginia and those guys.
Virginia Tech. Yeah. Michael
that,
Vick playing for Big East championships.
that was a legit conference at that point, but not so much now.
Well, they don't
Now
have
it's like
football now.
FCS, 3-win team, Georgetown Hoyas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Georgetown. They have Villanova.
Villanova.
Villanova's actually a pretty decent FCS team. Playing the Colonial, I think.
They're freaking good in basketball, that's for sure.
Oh, they're damn good at basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like they play Big East basketball, but like they all play Colonial in football.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Or,
smart. you know?
or Pioneer. I think it's Colonial or Pioneer, one of those two. One of those two conferences with like Monmouth, and Monmouth always wins that conference.
Yeah.
Villanova, relatively
Sacred
nice
Heart,
campus.
Fordham.
Relatively nice campus. Temple, typical inner city campus. Penn was okay, even though it's inner city. Obviously, I've been to all the locations around Philadelphia. So, yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, Corey, let us out. Let's get out of here.
All right, here we go. Let us out of this cage. All right, here we go. So we are SEC After Dark. Make sure you like and subscribe us. Find us on social media at SEC_after_dark. Make sure you also Tide Talk Live, Locked On Ole Miss, Bleav In Georgia Dawgs, Illegal Motion. Make sure you find those podcasts. Lock in. Make sure you make every single one of those. Put every single one of those into your rotation, like Cassidy. Cassidy's been checking out Bleav In Georgia Dawgs every morning. So we've gone to a shorter, more frequent episode model, and our view counts have gone up, and I definitely appreciate that. And then make sure every Wednesday night you lock in right here, SEC After Dark, for all of our randomness, I should say.
And follow Jeb's new podcast. He's going to start up called The Dude Podcast.
The dude.
That dude.
That dude.
That dude podcast.
That dude that Googles.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
The dude that Googles.
You're welcome.
You just do every episode is just something random that you've Googled and the result that you got.
The first one, Georgia All Whites.
Anyway, we are SEC After Dark, presented by BetOnline.ag on the Bleav Network, also y'all's conference network on the video side. We thank you for watching. Find us, like us, subscribe us. For Steven, Jeb, Jake, I'm Corey. We out, and go Dogs.
Howdy,
Go
Tide.
Tide.
Go Vols.
VOLS, go Vols, go!
Well, not tonight.
Anchor down.
No.
Florida's coming back against Alabama. They're on a 21-12 run.
Apparently, Georgia's an equestrian school.